Hello and welcome to this edition of ONTV News. I'm Ian Locke. We here at ONTV hope that you all had a great Memorial Day weekend. While Memorial Day is a great time to get together with family and friends, barbecue and have some fun in the sun, there's a greater reason behind the day. And the Lake Orion community came out in droves to support and remember our military personnel. The festivities began with the annual Memorial Day Parade. Hundreds of Lake Orion community members gathered downtown to watch as the American Legion, public safety officials, and more marched through the streets of Orion. During the march, two A-10 Warthog jet fighter planes did a military flyover. The parade was capped off by the Lake Orion High School marching band playing patriotic tunes.
Part of America.
From there, community members gathered at the Lake Orion Veterans Memorial for the annual dedication service to acknowledge all military service personnel, both living and deceased. In addition to the dedication service, a new monument and two plaques were being unveiled to the community. The ceremony was led by Dr. Joseph A. Master Mateo, chairman of the Memorial Board. Speakers included members of American Legion Post 233 and Township Supervisor Joanne Van Tassel. The first unveiling was of the main monument, a depiction of an American family either embracing their son before he leaves for war or returning from war. Frank Varga, a Michigan native who now lives in Florida, created the monument with the help of Lake Orion community member Steve Leach. Two plaques detailing the lives of local fallen soldiers were also unveiled at the ceremony. The plaques were added to the meditation area of the Orion Veterans Memorial. Although the main monument has been completed, they are still $20,000 short for the funding of the monument and were forced to take out a loan to complete it on time. The Lake Orion Veterans Memorial is still accepting donations to complete the funding. If you are interested in donating to the Veterans Memorial, visit their website at www.orionveteransmemorial.com for more information. On May 21st, the Orion Township Board of Trustees voted in favor of naming two sports fields at Friendship Park after two very special community members who recently passed away. On April 14th, Cooper Salisbury, a 12-year-old Van Hoosen Middle School student, tragically passed away after collapsing on a baseball field at Friendship Park. Cooper played for the Lake Orion Diamond Dogs baseball team, and his teammates recently wrote to the Orion Township Board of Trustees asking that field number 3 be dedicated to their late teammates' honor. On Monday, May 21st, the Board of Trustees unanimously voted in favor of dedication of Field 3 to Cooper Salisbury after a very emotional board meeting. In addition to Field 3 being dedicated to Cooper, one of the park's soccer fields was also dedicated in honor of Gerald Beiser. Beiser helped operate the Orion Oxford Soccer League and also was pivotal in starting the first soccer program at Lake Orion High School. He was an active community member and worked as a soccer coach and referee. Beiser passed away in March at the age of 72. Remember, you can watch this or any other past board meetings on our website at orionontv.org. Just click on the Video on Demand link. You can also watch meetings live on ONTV, Comcast Channel 20, or UVerse Channel 99. They say reading is fundamental, and Paint Creek Elementary and the Orion Township Library came together to reinforce that message. On Wednesday, May 24th, students from Paint Creek Elementary School and their family members gathered at Orion Township Library for a celebration. The students were part of the school's Learning Support Services reading program and celebrated their achievements from throughout the school year. At the event, the students were educated about the resources available at the library and were encouraged to continue reading throughout the summer.
Today, Miss Kristen with the Orion Township Public Library will be doing a presentation. She's going to do a story time. She's going to share some of the online resources that the library has. She's going to take the families on a tour through the library. Then the students are going to come back in here. We have a pizza dinner for everyone. And then every student, every reading support student will get a free summer reading activity, and they'll get to select a book that they can take home to keep forever.
The Orion Township Library kicks off its summer reading program on Sunday, June 9th at 11 a.m. with music, food, and fun. For more information, visit their website at www.orionlibrary.org. The mission of the Clinton River Watershed Council is to protect, enhance, and celebrate the Clinton River, its watershed, and Lake St. Clair. It takes virtually a small army to protect the health of the Clinton River to ensure that it contributes to the quality of life of those who depend on it. On Thursday, May 24th, a large group of 8th grade science students from Scripps Middle School arrived at Meeks Park near the Orion Arts Center. The goal was to run a series of tests on Paint Creek, which feeds into the Clinton River. The students were assisted by representatives of GM, who helped organize several different stations and oversee the testing.
We have 6 stations. There's a couple that look at just the land use. What's around Paint Creek that might influence it? Do we have cow pastures? Do we have businesses? Are there subdivisions? Things like that. We also have a chemical test. Students are doing phosphate, nitrate tests, pH, to really look at the chemical balance of the river. We have the physical stations. Those, they look at the width of the river, the depth, how much flow it is, and all of that information gets combined together to put our annual report together. The last station that the kids absolutely love is the bugs, the benthic macroinvertebrates, where they get to dig in the muck at the bottom of the river. They pull out some muck and then pick through to find the bugs. Actually, the bugs tell us a lot about the river. Different bugs can live in high polluted water than in low polluted water. So there's a few formulas that the kids have to do to figure out the health of the river.
It's a wonderful way for them to learn about science and ecology, and then in their local community do something to be aware of how we can take care of and protect our river networks in the Lake Orion area particularly.
And we went over here and we tested water for like nitrate and phosphates and stuff like that. And we learned what quality of the water it is. Yeah.
You find this interesting or fun or anything?
Yeah, it is fun to like test the water and see what's inside it, and yeah.
What's been the most fun part for you?
Well, probably looking at all the different insects and seeing which ones are like alive and then some of the dead ones. And
well, I was one of the ones who was getting the bugs and organisms from the river, and I actually had a lot of fun with that because going in the river and like the suits and stuff, that was fun.
Definitely been a good experience, just being outside with all friends and learning about science.
The results of the testing will be given to the Clinton River Watershed Council, who will then pass them along to the Michigan Department of Environmental Quality. The information will help paint a portrait of the overall health of the Clinton River watershed. Scripps Middle School students have been performing these tests for almost a decade now, allowing those studying the results to detect positive trends over time.
The students will tabulate all the results while they're here today, and then we'll summarize everything tomorrow in the classroom. We send it off to the Clinton River Watershed Council. What we've noticed in the last few years is an increase in the number of zebra mussels, which is an invasive species in the Great Lakes watershed. So that's what we've been noticing.
For the most part, this stream is pretty consistent. It has good to excellent quality. Rain patterns tend to change it. That's why we want to look at it over time. But this is Paint Creek. She is a gem, and she is the only cold water natural trout stream in southeast Michigan. So we definitely want to keep an eye on her and make sure she's doing good. And it's been we've been getting good, consistent data for years on that.
For more information on the effects of the Clinton River Watershed Council, visit their website at www.crwc.org. The school year is ending soon, and seniors will be moving on to the next step of their educational careers. Ontv will be on hand to capture all the special moments during this year's graduation ceremonies on June 11th and 12th. There's a change in this year's venue, as this main ceremony has moved from Meadowbrook Theater to DTE Energy Music Theater. The Learning Options and Adult Education graduation takes place June 11th at 7:30 p.m. in the auditorium at Lake Orion High School. LOHS graduation takes place at DTE on June 12th at 7 p.m. You can purchase a DVD copy of both ceremonies for only $10. Contact Ontv at 248-693-3377 to order your copy today. Congratulations to all the seniors who are graduating, and good luck in your future endeavors. We're going to take a quick break, but when we return, we will have a special report on the North Oakland Caregiver and Senior Expo recently held at the new Orion Center. Thank you for watching ONTV News. We'll be right back.
Prescription drug abuse is a national epidemic. The new way to obtain drugs is through parents' or grandparents' medicine chests. Removing prescriptions from your cabinet is the best way to keep drugs out of the hands of our young people. We've got to work together to protect our teens, our seniors, and our environment. Clean out your medicine cabinet today. Please participate in Operation Medicine Cabinet and drop off your unwanted or expired prescriptions at one of our law enforcement drop-off sites in Oakland County. We can't ignore this situation anymore.
Please remember that CFL bulbs, you know, those curly, energy-efficient light bulbs everybody is using to save electricity, shouldn't be thrown away in your trash. Neither should batteries or home medical sharps. You can check with your local community to see where they can be recycled. Some retailers will allow you to bring them in for recycling. You can also order simple kits online that allow you to collect your recyclables and simply mail them away to be properly recycled. This green tip was brought to you by your friends at Waste Management.
Welcome back to ONTV News. I'm Ian Locke. The new Orion Center is not only the home of the Township's Parks and Recreation Division, but it also houses the Township's Senior Services Division. And recently, the center hosted a major event geared towards senior citizens and their caregivers. Here's Joe Johnson with the story.
On Wednesday, May 23rd, the Orion Center was the site of the 5th Annual Caregivers and Senior Expo. Previously, the event had been held at Kings Court Castle at Canterbury Village, but this was the first time it was held at the new Orion Center on Joslin Road. The center houses Orion Township's Senior Services Division. The staff was excited to show off the facility to visitors.
Oh, absolutely. It's the best. Our seniors are liking every minute of it. It gives us the grand entrance. They get to see all the workings of the whole building. We want our seniors to go ahead and sign a membership so that they'll be aware of all our fun activities that are free to them, as well as the clubs and the classes. We also have trips for them, and we want to make sure that they'll go away with knowing that we do that for them.
More than 80 vendors were scattered throughout the building, 20 more vendors than last year. The vendors offered products and services geared towards senior citizens.
Oh, it's great. It's so wonderful to be in the new location. I think it's a wonderful turnout. We have more vendors than we did last year. Seems to be a lot of traffic. It's wonderful. Well, we're trying to share with all of the seniors and family members that there are options for housing for seniors, options that offer independence but still services that they might need to be safe in their homes. So our community offers independent living with some really great full-service amenities.
I think it's been fantastic. The building is beautiful. The people have been very sweet, very kind. Have totally enjoyed being here. Loved it.
What message are you trying to bring to the seniors today? What advice can you give them?
Basically, it's just a community outreach program, and we're here to give information to them because a lot of people are intimidated coming in the office sometimes. So when we come out and do these expos, it gives them a chance without being intimidated to ask the questions they want to know the answers to.
I think it's really great. We've had a lot of people coming by, and there's a lot of good questions and a lot of good resources here that people take advantage of. And I guess it's a new building, which is great. I know I'm from Rochester. We have an OPC there, and this is very nice too. So it's good to see that there's facilities and access for seniors to continue living their normal lives and have a place to meet and congregate. So I'm very impressed with it.
People are here getting information. I just think this is a marvelous way to, one, give back to the community, provide information that seniors need, and it gives our vendors a chance to say, hey, here's some help that we can provide to you. I just think it's a marvelous event. It's a big success. It's bigger than we've ever had in the past, and I just think it's super. So glad that the township is able to provide this type of facility and to host this type of an event.
For more information about the programs and services offered at the Orion Center, call 248-391-0304. From the Orion Center, this is Joe Johnson reporting for ONTV News.
Thanks, Joe, for that story. The Lake Orion schools are in the midst of finalizing their 2012-2013 budget. State law requires the district to produce a balanced budget by the end of June. Cuts over the past couple of years have come in the form of salary, contract, and health care concessions by administration and staff. it now looks like privatization is now going to be used to cut the budget further. At the last school board meeting, the LOCS administration recommended the privatization of custodial services. The district estimates this outsourcing will save the LOCS around $3.5 to $4 million over the next 3 years. Affected staff and members of the community packed the meeting. Several in the audience spoke out against privatization and offered their support to the current custodial staff. The school board also looked for detailed answers from the administration regarding background checks and employment practices from the preferred vendor, DMB Group. The school district mentioned that this process was needed to meet the state's best practices incentive. Meeting best practices means the LOCS can expect an additional $770,000 or $100 per pupil in additional funding from the state. Here's a look at some of the financial numbers from the administration. The LOCS Foundation allowance has decreased from $8,302 to $7,832, or $470 per student, a decrease of 5.7%. Mandatory retirement fundings by LOCS increased from 14.87% in 2005 to an expected 27.37% in 2013. This means 12.2% of all LOCS expenditures go towards state-mandated retirement funding. The custodial staff of 45 employees in the AFSCME union presented a proposal to take further concessions, but it did not match the savings of the outsourced bid. The custodial proposal included $478,000 in wage reductions, or 20%, and $63,000 in soft reductions, such as vacation and furlough days. The school board will be taking a final vote on this recommendation at the next board meeting on June 13th. School board meetings can be seen live on Educational Access Comcast Channel 22 or AT&T UVerse Channel 99 the second and fourth Wednesdays of the month starting at 7 p.m. Meetings can also be seen on demand at our website at orionontv.org. We're going to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll have local sports. You're watching ONTV News.
Prescription drug abuse is a national epidemic. The new in way to obtain drugs is through parents' or grandparents' medicine chests. Removing prescriptions from your cabinet is the best way to keep drugs out of the hands of our young people. We've got to work together to protect our teens, our seniors, and our environment. Clean out your medicine cabinet today. Please participate in Operation Medicine Cabinet and drop off your unwanted or expired prescriptions at one of our law enforcement drop-off sites in Oakland County. We can't ignore this situation anymore.
Please remember that CFL bulbs, those curly, energy-efficient light bulbs everybody is using to save electricity, shouldn't be thrown away in your trash. Neither should batteries or home medical sharps. You can check with your local community to see where they can be recycled. Some retailers will allow you to bring them in for recycling. You can also order simple kits online that allow you to collect your recyclables and simply mail them away to be properly recycled. This green tip was brought to you by your friends at Waste Management.
Welcome back to ONTV News. I'm Ian Locke. The school year is close to being over and spring sports are winding down, but there is still some action to bring you. On May 22nd, the Lake Orion varsity baseball team clinched the OAA Red Division with a win over Clarkston. ONTV was on hand to capture the win. It was game one of a doubleheader. Lake Orion sent Brad Schenzer to the mound in this important divisional matchup. He struggled early, walking a batter and allowing one run to score in the first inning off an RBI single from Clarkston's Ryan Slaughter. However, Lake Orion would respond early, scoring 5 runs in the third inning off of Clarkston starting pitcher Alex Peck. Ryan Lambrecht picked up 2 of the 5 runs with a single to right field. He would end up on third due to a 2-base error. Lambrecht then crossed the plate on a line drive single to right by Nick Deeg. Later in the inning, Brad Schenzer would score 2 more runs with a single to left field. In the fourth, Brad would allow 1 more run to cross home plate, making the score 5-2 in favor of Lake Orion, but Schenzer was lights out the rest of the game, not allowing another hit and only walking 1 more batter the rest of the game. Lake Orion would tack on one more run in the 4th inning, knocking Pack out of the game. In the 5th inning, Lake Orion would score a run off of relief pitcher Nick Rea and another run off DJ Zazula, making the final score 8-2. With the win, Lake Orion clinches the OAA Red Division title. Brad Schenzer got the win, pitching a complete game and allowing only 2 hits, 2 runs, one of which was earned, walking 2 batters and striking out 6. Brad Schenzer got the win, pitching a complete game and allowing only 2 hits, 2 runs, one of which was earned, walking 2 batters and striking out 6. At the plate, Nick Deeg went 2 for 4, Roman Kuster went 2 for 3, and Ryan Lambrecht went 2 for 4 with 2 RBI. Game 2 of the doubleheader ended with the same results. Lake Orion finished on top with a score of 4-2. For Lake Orion, Nick Vogelmeyer went 2 for 4, crossing the plate twice, while Nick Deeg went 2 for 2, both of which were doubles. Clarkston's Alex Peck hit a triple and scored a run. On the mound, Nick Deeg picked up the complete game win, allowing 3 hits, 2 earned runs, walking 1 batter, and striking out 10. Jake Forston got the loss, pitching 4 innings, allowing 4 hits and 2 earned runs. Ryan Slaughter pitched 2 innings and allowed 2 more runs off of 2 hits and 2 base on balls. After Game 2, Lake Orion set atop the OAA Red with an overall record of 24-8 and 14-2 in league play, while Clarkston was behind Stony Creek in 3rd place with a 19-8 overall record and 10-6 record in the OAA Red. To watch Game 1 in its entirety, visit our website at orionontv.org and check our program guide for date and air times. You can also purchase a copy of this or any other game in our program schedule for only $10. To order, call the studio at 248-693-3377. LOHS's varsity boys lacrosse team postseason run has come to an early end with a loss to Midland Dow on May 23rd. After winning the OAA White title with a 5-0 record in league play and a 15-4 overall record, Lake Orion defeated Waterford United on May 21st 10-1. Unfortunately, their next opponent wasn't so easy. Midland's Alex Zahn had 3 goals and an assist in the game, while Tanner Demet and Ryan Sweeney each had 2 goals and 2 assists. Sam Gannon made 11 saves for Midland. 2 tweets surfaced after Wednesday's loss on the official Lake Orion Lacrosse's Twitter page, both praising the young men and their great season. Tough loss to Midland tonight, great effort and fought hard for 4 quarters. Cannot be more proud of these young men. Great season. Thank you to our seniors who have left a great legacy here at LO. 2 league titles and 24 wins in 2 years. This past holiday weekend, the Lady Lobos U9 Black and Red teams traveled to Holland, Michigan for the annual Michigan Coastal Soccer Fest. Both teams played soccer clubs from around Michigan and Indiana. The U9 Black team was first to play on Saturday, May 26 against the U10 Kalamazoo Soccer Club. Both teams kept an eye on the weather as thunderstorms were rolling into the area. The girls played hard against their upper division opponent, but went down 5-0 at half. Kalamazoo would close out the victory 8-0 after a 30-minute lightning delay. The Lobos Red U9 team met up with Real Grande for their first match of the tournament and took care of business, winning 10-0. The Lobos U9 Black were in action later that afternoon against Real Grande. The Lobos looked more in sync for this match, taking a quick 1-0 lead. They would add another, making it 2-0 at half. The Lobos U9 Black would finish the game with a 3-0 shutout. The Lobos U9 Red team's second game of the afternoon was against a tough U10 team from the Northwest Indiana. The Adams took an early lead, but the Lady Lobos would find the back of the net as well. The Adams continued to pressure the Lobos' defense and earned the win 6-3. On Sunday, May 27th, the Lobos U9 Red team was up early for their first match of the day against USA Brown. The U9 Red team would again win their match 5-0. The U9 Black team would face the Pass Football Club for their final match of the tournament. The game got off to a good start for the Black team. They found the back of the net going up 1-0 early in the match. The PFC would counter with a score of their own, making it 1-1. The Lobos would respond just before halftime, taking the lead 2-1. The PFC would come out scoring in the second half, scoring 2 quick goals to take a 3-2 lead. The Lady Lobos U9 Black team had a chance to tie it with a late breakaway and a shot that the PFC goalie tracked down, preserving the 3-2 win. Both the Lobos U9 Red and Black teams played hard and represented their hometown with great sportsmanship and class. I'd like to add that it's just been announced that the U9 Red team won the tournament overall. On May 10th, Lake Orion's own Alec Kristek competed at the National Championships for U.S. Men's Junior Olympics in Cincinnati, Ohio. Sponsored by Flip Spot Gymnastics and Cheer, Alec competed among over 700 of the nation's top gymnasts in events including floor exercise, pommel horse, still rings, vault, parallel bars, and high bar. To advance to the Junior Olympic National Championships, gymnasts needed to compete in state and regional championships and qualify based on their all-around or multiple event scores, or through regional allotment. Alec competed as a level 10 gymnast in the 14 to 15 age category. His best events were the floor exercise and vault, finishing 50th and 53rd respectively, just missing the cut to compete at the next level in both events. Alec finished the tournament 79th overall in the nation and first among all Michigan competitors. Congratulations to Alec. That's all for this edition of ONTV News. We're going to leave you now with footage from the Memorial Day Parade in downtown Lake Orion. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on ONTV News.